Hi everyone, my name is Claire for anyone who doesn't know me. I'm a second year adult nursing student and today I'm going to tell you how to prepare for placement, so stay tuned. So the first thing I would recommend is finding out exactly where you need to go for your placement. This used to stress me out. I'd be like, where is the ward? I don't know where it is. So I would recommend going on a trial run to find your ward and literally go into the hospital and find your ward, because otherwise you'll be so confused where to go. For example, my placement, which starts on the 18th of February this month, I thought it was in Royal South Hands, which is just down the road, and I was like, it's a 10-minute walk, it's fine. And then my mentor emailed me and said, oh, every morning we meet at this place. And I was like, oh yeah, I know where that is. And I was like, oh, I might as well just Google it. 35 minutes away. So it just shows that things might not necessarily always be in the place you think they might be in. So double checking is definitely really important, and I probably would have learned that the hard way on the first day if I'd turned up to the wrong place, and that just is added stress and nobody needs that on their first day. So number 2 is find out about your ward. So when you're allocated your placements, it'll probably just say maybe the name of the ward, but if you Google that exact name of the ward, it'll come up with information, normally it does anyway, about either if it's like a respiratory ward, cardiac, trauma and orthopedic, anything like that. And then from there, what I would recommend is typing in the exact ward or the exact, if it's community placement, then the community place, and then saying student pack, because I think I've had 3 placements so far, and for 2, if not 3 of my placements, I've had a student pack, which is an online pack, and it basically tells you everything about the ward. And then sometimes at the end of the pack it will give you kind of a worksheet to do before you arrive on the ward, which really helps you to be able to feel comfortable with the stuff you need to know to go to that ward, and just get familiar with the nurses' names and things like that. So that's a good idea if you are worried about going to a certain placement. It just gets you familiarized with everything that's going to go on there, and that's where I found out the times of my shifts and what times the night shifts are, earlys, lates, and things like that. So I'd recommend doing that. I'm not sure if every place will have that, but it's worth a try. Number 3 is contact your placement in advance. This is something that I didn't really know about until my first or second placement. Basically, it's just polite to contact your placement. I'd say about 2 weeks before. Some people say a week, but our university says about 2 or 3 weeks. So contact your placement area, and this is where you should find out your mentor, your buddy mentor, your shifts, like I said, if you haven't found out already, and maybe just double check, because sometimes the student packs online might not be up to date with their new timing or something like that. So double check with them. What else can you find out about that? Yes, some people email. So my placement, as I mentioned, starts on the 18th of February, and they've actually emailed me in advance with all the times, where I'm meant to meet, the shift patterns, who my buddy is and who my mentor is, which is crazy because I've never had a placement like that before. All my other placements I've had to scramble to find out the information. My P3, I was ringing up until 2 days before, and nobody had time to talk to me on the phone, which didn't set me off on the right foot, but I'll come to that later. I got there in the end, and I actually really enjoyed that placement, but that kind of puts you in a stressy mood before you even get there. So I'd recommend taking your time, just going early. Some people, when they contact their placement, like to ring, and other people go in. So let's say if it's really close by, you might just pop in and say, oh, hi, I'm Claire, I'm the student nurse, I'll be here in 2 weeks, or whatever that may be. Or if it's not convenient, then just ring, or some people email, just any form of contact that they know who you are, they know when to be expecting you. They'll already know you're coming, but it's just polite to let them know yourself to say, oh, I'll be coming then, and then it's just putting a face to the name as well, because then on the first day it's not terrifying. You'll already have either seen the ward or have had some communication with somebody from the ward. 4 is don't let assumptions get the better of you. So for instance, maybe if one of your friends has gone to the placement that you're going to, they might say something about the placement that is quite negative, or I didn't have a good time there, things like that, or watch out for XYZ. But I think make your own assumptions. Leave their assumptions at the door, because if you bring what they are feeling into the placement, you're automatically going in with a negative mindset, and that's not going to be good for starting a placement. So for instance, one of my placements, one of my friends had it previously and she hated it. So I was like, oh, she hated it, I'm probably going to hate it, it's probably going to be terrible, everyone sounds so mean, blah de blah. And then when I got there, I was like, everyone is so nice, nobody's being mean to me, everybody's been so nice and friendly. So I personally didn't understand where she was coming from, but obviously she had a different experience, and the thing is, everybody is going to have a different experience. So just don't let assumptions of friends get the better of you, because honestly they will eat away at your time, and that's just going to put you in a negative place. So go in with an open, fresh mind, willing to accept anything and take on anything, and then if you end up don't liking it, at least you've made your own opinion and it hasn't come from somebody else's. So that's all what I have to say. Number 5 is background reading. Now this one is important, because let's say you find out the ward it's on, you find out who your mentor is and everything like that. That's all going to make you feel really comfortable before you start placement. But if you're not used to the ward you're on, so let's say if it's a trauma and orthopedic ward and you have no idea what that is, then doing a bit of reading about trauma and orthopedics will definitely help you, because it will put you in the mindset of, oh, I know what that is, or you'll be able to, some things in handover, you'll be able to know what it is, and so forth. So in a little background reading, I'm not saying study for hours, just know a few things, because it's not even about knowing the information, it's about making you more comfortable. So if you go in knowing a few words, you're going to be so much more comfortable than if you didn't know anything. So doing this will give you confidence, and confidence is a big thing before you go into placement, because you want to go in with your head held high saying, yes, I should be here, I know what I'm doing, kind of, sort of, maybe, but going in just with a tiny bit of knowledge makes all the difference. So guys, that's all what I have on preparing for placement. I hope this helped you, and if you have any comments about your placements that are coming up soon or that you previously had, leave them in the comments below, or you can Instagram DM me if you'd rather that. So thank you so much for watching.